Welcome to Running Plays with Coach P. Wade. I am Coach P. Wade. And today, y'all, I want to talk about something that's been coming up in a lot of social media shorts or videos and just conversations from people that I'm around in my life and my day-to-day, or people that contact me on different things. And it's about knowing your self-worth, about knowing your value. And no one reaches out specifically, or no one's just directly saying, I don't know my worth, help me. But I think the concern that I'm hearing and what I want to address are the situations that people are staying in, remaining in, not being able to detach from, when it no longer serves its purpose, when they're not being treated the way they're supposed to be treated, yet they stay. Yet they stay for different reasons. They stay for, we're going to get into it, y'all. People stay for various reasons. You got the kids, you got the money, you got the comfortable life set up, right? There's so many things and so many reasons of why people stay. And we're not just talking relationships here. We're talking jobs, we're talking friends, we're talking any circles that you may be connected to that no longer are aligned with where you are today. So first thing I was thinking about as I was coming up with, what's our value? Like, how do people know what their value is? And I'm like, when do we get taught value? When do we get taught? Like, when did I get taught what my value was? So I went back and I'm thinking about my childhood. I'm thinking about my upbringing. I'm thinking about my life experiences. And as a kid, when I think about value, I think we get taught the value of $1. I think we get taught the value of a cost of a meal. You got the value menus, right? I think as you get older, you also get taught like the values of homes, how they're appraised, when you should sell, when there's different things when we talk about value. But it was very hard for me to figure out the first time I was taught about my value. And the reason it was hard because I was never taught about my value, as I think most people probably never have had a conversation with an adult mentor or coach in their life about their value. Like, what do you deserve? And I think it's becoming more popular because we have more resources today. But back in my day when I was growing up, somebody asked me, like, what's my value? I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't cost anything, right? So I think a lot of people are now in this place of they don't know their value. They don't know what they bring. And I'm here to ask you, like, what's your value? Like, literally, what's your value? And if that's a challenging or a tough question for you, or when you think about it right now as you're watching this and you don't know, all right, we gonna get to it. Like, what does that mean, Coach P? Like, what's your value mean? Oh yeah, and real quick, y'all, because I always forget at the end, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please like, please share, please subscribe, put your notifications on so when I come through, you can get my episodes, you can get my shorts, share it with a family member, friend, or colleague. But yeah. What's your value? Like, what, how do I figure that out? You know what I'm saying? So what I want to give y'all today is let's go back to the beginning. What do you bring to the table? What do you offer someone? And I'm not talking about like all these extrinsic things. I'm not talking about, oh, well, I'm the provider. I pay for this, or, I'm the breadwinner, or, I take care of, I don't know, maybe you provide. I think providers, that one people get stuck on a lot, but I'm going to just say, like, what internal things do you bring to the table in relationships, in jobs, whatever, right? So write that down. Like, what are your strengths? Like, what are your skills? What are your talents, right? Like, what's your character? The content of our character is so important. The content of your character is a big way to discover your value. Like, what is your integrity like? Like, are you an honest person? Are you a kind person? Are you a compassionate person? Are you a helpful person? What do you bring to the table? Are you a peaceful? That's an underrated one right there. Are you a peaceful person? Like, think about that stuff. Like, what do you bring to the table? Because if you don't know your value, if you don't know your worth, right? When we get in relationships with other people, we expect them to treat us a certain way, And maybe we're not displaying our worth or our value properly, right? So we attract where we are in life right now. Or maybe you don't know what you truly are worth, so you accept and settle for less than what you truly deserve because you don't know that, hey, you're out here, you're really bringing the spread, right? You bringing so many things to the table, but you may not be aware that you're bringing those things to the table. So a lot of people are out here settling for less because they don't know what they truly bring. Like, there's so many people in relationships with people that don't treat them right. They don't respect them. One of my favorite songs from Lauryn Hill, X Factor, she said, what do I have to do to get some reciprocity? And when I was younger, I didn't know what that meant. But like, what does she have to do to get some respect? What does she have to do to get things to go, reciprocated to her? Like, she's giving, giving, giving. What do you need from me to get that back? And I think a lot of people are stuck in these situationships, stuck in these relationships, stuck in these marriages. We'll call it what it is, not being reciprocated. Like, they're pouring, 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 but now you damn near empty, or you probably are empty as you're watching this because you've allowed yourself to be connected to someone who doesn't know your worth, or you're learning to figure out what your worth is. But who we're connected to is so important. Like, I was thinking about connection as a socket. Like, when you plug into a socket, like, is it charging you or is it taking away the charge? Like, what is it doing? What is that person that you're sleeping next to every night? Like, what are they doing? Are they taking away from you? Your career, your job. When you go in there, is it taking away from the skills that you really have? Like, or is it adding value to you, or is it building you up in a way? Is it a one-way street, or per se? Like, what is it? Like, and I hate that a lot of people are in these situations. I've been in there. And let me keep it real. Let me keep it real with y'all. Like, I've been there before because I didn't know my value. I didn't know my worth. I thought I was doing these things, but then in my head, I'm like, well, maybe this is how it's supposed to be. Maybe I'm not doing something right. Maybe, you go through all those different things, they over here sleeping peaceful. You crying yourself to sleep. Like, I'm like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Maybe I want too much. Maybe I think it's supposed to be a way. Maybe I live in a fantasy. Maybe I'm a hopeless romantic. All these things start going through your head. But no, maybe you just deserve more. Maybe your value is higher than it was appraised for. Hold on now. Maybe. I like that one, y'all. I didn't plan to say that. Maybe your value is higher than what it was appraised for. So let's unpack that. So if your value is higher, let's go to the market, right? Let's look at a home, right? Sometimes you might bring in the real estate agents or the appraisers that come with them, and they say the value of this home is $300K, right? Okay, so that's what it's going to go on the market as. Maybe they're thinking your value is X, right? Or we're going to say X. We don't know your value is, you okay? You a 5 out of 10, right? Yes, you got a good job. Yes, you got a good heart. Yeah, you're helping take care of the kids, whatever. But they don't know, like, your value really ain't a 5 out of 10. Maybe people are appraising you incorrectly. And the thing I want you to do is not allow that. Like, you're not going to think I'm not, bringing this to the table. And if they choose to think your value is that, and they treat you as such, it's time to remove them from your life. They got to go. They got to go. And I don't like to say that so much because I know people like, damn, like, you really be like, some people you got to subtract. Yes, you do. Yes, some people have to go. Yes, some people don't need to be in this season. Yes, their time has expired. Yes, they may have been there for a reason or a season. Yes, that's true. It's time to let them go. And one thing I want you to know, don't settle for anybody just to have somebody. Do not settle for anybody just to have somebody. I get it. It's cold. It's cuffing season. Whatever. You want somebody to be next to? I've been there. My family jokes about it all the time. You can't be by yourself. You always need somebody. So yes, there were times I settled because I needed somebody. I wanted somebody. I craved that. But I'm here to tell you today, because I've learned and I've grown, and now I'm in a space of understanding my self-worth. Do not settle for anybody just to have somebody. And I hope whoever that's for hears this today. Because maybe you're in this relationship, situationship, connection, whatever, and you're over there and it just ain't right. It just ain't right. When y'all plug in and connect, the light don't come on. It's darkness. If you're plugging in and connecting with somebody and it's darkness, you probably got to switch the connection. It's probably time to go to a different provider or be by yourself, right? Like, let's just keep it real. I just want to make sure that people understand their worth. And I don't want individuals out here settling, because life is short. Life is short, and that's just the fact. So sometimes if you choose to settle for so long with somebody, A, life is short. B, you could be blocking yourself from what's really for you. And this ain't all about relationships. This could be a higher purpose that could be on your life. This could be a better job that you could be called for. This could be you finally stepping into your purpose. I promise y'all. When I was connected to wrong individuals, and this goes for relationship, family, friendships, whatever, it felt like I kept going forward and I kept going backwards. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I'm like, dang, I just can't get right. Y'all remember just can't get right in the movie Life with Martin and Eddie Murphy? Can't get right. That's how I felt. I'm like, I can't get right. Every time I go up, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm moving forward. But then it's like I could never get to the points that I wanted to get to. But it's because the people I was connected to was bringing me back. The people that you are connected to can hold you back. And that's real. Like, if they're in your proximity, your circle, your spouse, I hate to say it, your partner, your family member, there's some people that are bringing you down. There's some people that if you put your hand out, you gonna come down, right? They're not pulling you up. People should be pulling you up, right? So I really want us to think about that. I talked about this in last year about vampires. We have a lot of vampires in our life. Like, they're taking. They're sucking us dry. They're draining us. But your cup empty. So how can you be your best self? How can you live your best life? You can't. And you're going to keep going in this toxic cycle. You're going to be beating your head against the wall trying to figure out, why are things going wrong? Why can't I just get it right? Why can I get blessed with the things? Why is this not happening? Why are all the doors closing? Look at who's connected to you. Like, that's what I want y'all to do this week. Check your connections. Are your connections putting you in darkness, or are they lighting you up? And if they're lighting you up, perfect, right? If they're lighting you up, perfect. But sometimes, man, it always feels so negative when I say it, but sometimes you got to cut people off. This is, like they say, wintertime is cuffing season. This time this is blocking season. This is removing season. This is deleting season. This is taking people away from your life so you can get it back, so you can focus on self. You can focus on you, because you're putting out so much to so many people. This is for you, you know it's for you. You're putting out so much to this family member. You're putting out so much to this friend. You're putting out so much to this partner, this relationship, this friendship. And you're drained. You're running on E. You're running on fumes and nobody even knows it. You're running on fumes and you don't even know how you're going to get through tomorrow. You're running on fumes. You don't even know if you're going to make it to your destination because you are on empty. If I'm talking to you, you know who I'm talking to. I don't want that to be you. I don't want that to be you. Like, I really don't. I really want you to figure out your value. What do you bring? What do you bring? And if you're watching this, I know you're somebody that's working to be better. If you're watching this, I know you're somebody that's wanting to grow, wanting to learn, wanting to be in a better position. What is your value? I know my value. I know I'm very valuable. I know I'm an asset and not a liability. I know if people think I'm a lower value, they probably are praising me wrong. I know I'm an asset. Do you know if you're an asset or a liability? And then also, who are the liabilities in your world? You got to look at that, right? So look this week, really, like, take time, really self-reflect, really dive into to learn yourself a little bit more, a little bit deeper. What do I bring? Who am I? What are my skills? What are my talents? What are those things, those character things that I bring to the table? Like, is it the kindness? Is it the compassion? Is it the peace? Is it the understanding? Is it the integrity? Is it the loyalty? Those are things. What are you bringing? And then look at the other people in your life and see what they bringing. And if they matching you, cool, perfect, I'm happy. That's what we want. But if they're not, if they're taken away, if they're a liability, it's just time to really look at who's in your circle. I want you to really look at who's in your life. I want you to really look at who's adding, who's subtracting, who's building, who's breaking, who's an asset, and who's a liability. And I'm going to leave y'all with that tonight. That's all I got. And one other thing, Miles Monroe once said, the greatest discovery in life is self-discovery. Until you find yourself, you will always be someone else. And that can go for so many different meanings, but I just want to leave y'all with that. Until you find yourself, you will always be someone else. So you may be showing up as someone else. Person you with may not even know the real you because you don't even know the real you. So it might be a time for self-discovery, self-reflection, right? Sometimes it's that season, and it may be that season for you. But y'all, I'm going to say it again. I hope you got something from this episode. Y'all, 2025 it's off to a crazy start, right? There's so much going on. And as all this is going on, I just really want us to take time with ourselves, take time to understand our value. That could be your value, like I said, in relationships. That could be your value, what you bring into the jobs, right? What's your value? What are you bringing? You know what I'm saying? So I just want us to really do some self-reflection, self-discovery. Look at your intrinsic characteristics. What are you bringing and what are you offering, right? This week, really take time for yourself. And if you already haven't, please like, please share, please subscribe. Follow me on TikTok at Coach P. Wade. Follow me on Instagram at Coach P. Wade and on Facebook at Patrice Wade. Please remember, I got my book, I Rise at 5, The Secrets to Success, Peace, and Happiness. It is on Amazon. I know some people aren't shopping on Amazon or they say they're not, but it is still good to support people, black people on there as well. Like if you're going to not, really shop there, but it is still good to support, the African-American people on there. So I do want to say that. So my book is on Amazon. And if you ever want to book me for an event, consultation, anything like that, go to CoachPWade.com. And y'all, that's all I got, man. Let this week be great. Let this week be a week of discovery. Let this week be a week that your value is found and people learn to respect who you are, right? So we're going to be connected to the right people this year, y'all. That's all I got. I'll see y'all next week.